Hi, dog lovers, and welcome to another Chairside Chats with Cats. Today, we're going to go over one of my favorite do it yourself de-stuffers or enrichment puzzles, an adventure box. Adventure boxes are fantastic because although they take a little bit more time to put together, it's quite fun to do. And depending on how hard you make them, it may take your dog quite a while to work through them, and they're very satisfying. Like all do it yourself food puzzles, it's important that you be present when your dog is actually destuffing them. With this particular enrichment toy, because there's such a variety of items that you can use to put it together, that'll allow you to be really creative, but you still need to keep a few things in mind to make sure it's safe for your dog. Before I prep the box, I make sure that I choose items that are a suitable size for my dog, or in today's example for my cats, so that it's not a swallowing hazard. I want to make sure that any small tabs or caps are taken off before I stuff them or put them into the box. For today, a shoe box is a perfect size for the cats. But if you have a taller dog or a larger dog, then something like a wine box or even a packing box might be a more appropriate size, because you will be able to fill it with more things so that the food stuffed items will actually be buried. Now, there's lots of different things that you can be using. Again, you have to make some consideration for safety. Most dogs are fine with paper items, again, because you'll be present if you're at all concerned because they're shredding it into smaller pieces and you're worried about them eating them, you can just remove them as they go. A lot of dogs just enjoy shredding and they don't eat the pieces, so that's not a concern at all. If it is a worry for you, though, you could use a different type of container for the main part of the box, either a big Tupperware bin or even a laundry basket. If your dog doesn't tend to shred and eat the cardboard, if they like to shred, it is actually a very satisfying activity for them, as many of you have probably experienced. So again, because I'm always present, I usually do use some type of cardboard box. You can use packing paper. That's my favorite choice because there's no ink on it at all. I don't have packing paper today, so instead I'm going to be using magazine pages because the ink tends to be more stable. I don't like using newspaper, but worst case scenario, if that's all you've got, you can do that. If you're really worried about your dog and being safe with paper, even with you present, then you could use things like towels or clothing instead of paper, or you can even do a combination just so there's lots of variety. Now, another consideration when you're building an adventure box is how difficult you can make it so your dog doesn't get super frustrated. The first time you make one, like any food puzzle, it's better to make it so that your dog will be successful and doesn't give up. Leaving containers open, just with loose treats in them, is the easiest option. You can also put the treats in and then cover them with scrunched paper. Harder still is putting treats into scrunch paper or closing both ends of the container.
Putting loose treats into a bottle is a good way to start, but for more of a challenge, you can make a strip and stuff bottle.
Once they become more skilled and committed, then I can start making all the items in the adventure box more challenging, and the way that I pack them into the adventure box more challenging.
So first goes the treats in the bottom of the box. Then I add a couple of pieces of paper to make that bottom layer a bit harder. Now comes the fun part, putting it all together. I fill it with the stuffers I've made, along with actual toys, Kongs, chews, and food bowls. The more loosely you pack it, the easier it is. You can add some loose treats as you fill the box. I like to finish off with a piece of paper or a towel on top. You can also close the box to make it harder. Copernicus is very gentle and careful with his adventure box. Your dog probably won't be. And here's Amelia for a try.